What is up, Sixth Man family? We are back. We are back. We are back for week 1 of the Sixth Man Show, season 2. There's 4 of us here. There's 5 in total. We're missing Jord. He might join later. New format, obviously. We're not going to talk about the teams. We're going to talk about this week's burning questions in the NBA. We're each going to have a question each, and one person from the team is also going to have a surprise round. We're not going to tell you who it is yet. You have to find out later on. All right, so I'm up first. Guys, how are we doing first and foremost? We good?
Good. We're good.
Happy that the NBA is back. Super pumped for that. So my question this year is, who will be this year's biggest surprise team in the association? I haven't gone for a division-based, I've gone for a league-wide based question. So anybody has any thoughts, throw them out there.
By surprise, it can mean either way, right? It could be surprisingly good or surprisingly bad. I'm hoping.
This is why you're part of the show, Ed. This is
well, of course, being the contrarian and liking to be negative, let's go for who I think could be the most disappointing. And you know what? Let's say something a bit rogue. I'm not literally just popped in my head. Are we sure Phoenix are going to be good again this year? There's a bit of unrest with DeAndre Ayton. I'm sure he's really gutted the way he was treated with the contract negotiations. As soon as you felt Phoenix were potentially going to turn a corner, Robert Sarver keeps his hands in his pockets and Ayton doesn't get the extension he wants. It's annoying also when what's his face gets paid as well. Oh, I had my fancy team. When Bridges gets paid as well, and Ayton didn't get paid. And again, Chris Paul is a year older, but again, he never really relied on his athleticism, etc. And there can be a finals hangover. Like, again, it's more common in the NBA, in the NFL when you get a Super Bowl hangover, not as common in the NBA, but still, the West is really tough. I believe there's quite a few teams looking to make a playoff push, and there hasn't been too many changes since last year's roster. It's always good to at least freshen up some things, like maybe getting a new role player or something like that of a high caliber starting lineup. But that didn't happen either. So I don't know. Are we sure Phoenix are definitely going to make the playoffs this year? Just putting it out there.
They're pretty good though, and like I know you point out, obviously Bridges got paid. Like he's looking for like half as much as Ayton is. Ayton's looking for a bag. He's looking for a lot of money, and they'll probably still retain him anyway. So, and he also, I suppose, if he wants to get his bag, he's got something to prove. So maybe that motivates him. Maybe
he deserves that bag. He deserves that bag. Personally, in my opinion, I think he's earned it. He got sort out as Giannis abused him in the finals, but it was a bad matchup. He was the only center, so he couldn't really foul.
Giannis abused everyone.
I think Ayton should have got paid personally.
Also, we like people hating on us, like it's happened quite a few times on random shit. So yeah, Phoenix fans come at me like whatever. You're all the way there and like at me.
Any more on surprise teams?
I'm gonna go stay on the negative vibes. I'm the salty one after all. I'm gonna say that the Portland Trailblazers, I think, are gonna be surprisingly bad. I think they are one injury away from a Dame Lillard trade, literally, because he had to do inhumane things.
Hey, Dame.
So many things last year he had to do in order to drag that team to the playoffs, and then they got bounced. And I just think if McCollum goes down, or what powerful? Or if Larry Nance goes down, or if Nurkic goes down again, then they're not going to have enough bodies, and the whole season could tank. Dame demands a trade, and it's all over.
Fake news. Don't listen to it.
The Portland fan base not going to like that one. All right, Lancashire Laimbeer, who you got?
I'm going to go even more controversial. I'm going to stick with a negative tone. I'm going to say the Lakers.
Ooh.
The Lakers.
Okay, go on. Reasoning.
It is not, obviously, like they've got quite an old roster now. It's not a proven thing that, like, when you bring all these old rosters together, that it always does work out. So I think it remains to be seen that if it is going to result in how they want it to do with the championship. Obviously, like LeBron and AD did get injured last year. They are going to come back, so you'd think that they'd be fresher, but LeBron's a year older. Will Westbrook fit in? They've lost a lot of like key pieces in terms of like Caruso. He's gone to the Bulls. He was always a really important bit part player for them. Those sort of role players that they've lost. I think they've lost a few of those. So I think it's going to be interesting. I won't be... And they finished, what was it, 7th? 6th, 7th in the play-in? In the actual rankings last season. So... it's not like they'd be continuing it'd be like a down drop in form. It would actually be continuing at the same level. So if they were to finish in the mid standings, so
I think there's definitely some truth to what you're saying there. They ain't about to be a number 1 seed. That's not going to happen. But yeah,
I can't wait for this to be played back. The Lakers get number 1 seed.
Yeah, imagine that. Lakers 1 seed, Portland 2, and Phoenix 3.
I want them to be a number 1 seed. I would love if the Lakers were a number 1 seed because they're one of my teams. But I think they're going to start slow and pick up towards the end. I don't think they'll languish in the play-in tournament again. I think they're going to be like solidly top 4 seed because they've got so much talent. And one game in, obviously, let's exaggerate, but AD is an animal. Yes, they lost, but he was just roasting everyone.
Alex, can I say something before we get your take? Because I actually want to say something positive. I know Bray hates on them and Alex hates on them as well. And Matt, you have them as one of your teams. And to be fair, I think I've been thinking this past year or two as well, and they hadn't done it. But watch out for the team there in the Twin City. I reckon Minnesota could be decent. I know it's not a popular opinion between most people in this call. I do like Anthony Edwards. Of course, we know his deficiencies in times of being inefficient or whatever, but I do think he can have a really good season this year. And it's really time for it feels like it's make or break time for Cat. He is a really talented big man, and it's quite embarrassing that Vucevic has been performing better than him in the past couple of years. Like that's who he's being compared to right now in terms of the center pecking order. And I feel hopeful for the Timberwolves. But yeah, go on, Alex. Tell us your most surprising team.
Good answers all. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Boston Celtics, surprisingly disappointing. There you go.
We're so negative today.
Does everyone want to pick on my teams? Does everyone want to pick on my teams?
It's done. Next question.